Hey everybody, welcome to Chad's Home. Today we are joined by Archer O, the band from Moreno Valley. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us. Thanks for having us.
Very good. So I want to start off with Moreno Valley, actually, because I'm from the Inland Empire. I grew up in Corona, Riverside, and it's very near and dear to my heart. But the scene is a little tough, right? Because there's not a ton of places. The Showcase in Corona closed years ago. I guess there's a couple like coffee shops and venues in Riverside. But what did you guys do to get touring and playing shows and things like that?
Well, first we started off like an art walk at the art gallery that we had over there. And then like we wanted to get into backyard shows because we heard that those are cool. There's a good opportunity, and no one would invite us, so we just had to throw our own.
Right, I read that. Yeah, that's awesome. Do you remember the first one? The first backyard show?
Yeah, the first. It was at my house. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But we got like pretty lucky after that because like people hit us up, like pretty much right after that. So like it was just like the one to kick us off.
Oh, cool.
So we got to play in like East LA and stuff after that. And
Nice.
Yeah, and going back to like just as far as like venues or like opportunities like that, like it is there are like some places like we played at Back to the Grind for a bit. We played at we played at the Hideaway Cafe, so lots of like little spots in like downtown Riverside, but it definitely wasn't as blooming as the backyard scene had been to us in terms of like moving us forward and giving us more opportunities. So
there's times where we would play like sometimes we'd play 2 backyard shows in one day, and then like the next day another one. You know, like there's a lot of backyard stuff going on in the Inland Empire. Like,
nice.
It's pretty
cool. It was mostly like backyards and stuff. And honestly, like I don't think we really, except for Diego, really even went to them before we played in the bands. Like,
it diversified a bit as far as like what kind of music was like kind of, I wouldn't say really like welcome, but like more like preferred among backyards. It used to be like when I would go to shows in high school, I started like my junior year, so I can't really speak like before that, but like when I started going to shows in high school, it was a lot of punk and like a lot of ska, but there wasn't as much like indie as you see today, or like other genres. Even like the heavier stuff like metal or like the hardcore branches of that wasn't really out there. It's more like in different, I'm not sure what counties you'd find that in, but it definitely wasn't the IE. So it was a lot of punk and ska, and it started changing after a while, but yeah, there wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah. And now that you're, graduated to playing places like the Constellation Room and the Glass House in Pomona and the Smell and all these places, do you prefer the venue game to like the backyard game when you're playing shows?
Well, I think it has its pros and cons wherever you go. Because I mean, obviously, we're really grateful to play at these really well-known places like the Glass House, like the Smell, like the Constellation Room. Really big names have had played there, and we've had the opportunity to play there. But it just varies because, like, obviously, it's just it's a different demographic, different environment. Little venue shows are a little bit more official, so there's a bit more restrictions in terms of like how rowdy a crowd can get, stuff like that.
Well, I mean, venue shows don't get shut down like backyard shows do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's pros and cons. There's like obviously there's different environments for different things, but you have the unfortunate risk of the shutting down of the backyard show, whereas the venue, that's the space for the music. You don't have that. You run no risk at all of losing your time or whatever.
I feel like, they're right. There are pros and cons, and like playing those backyard shows makes us appreciate the venues a lot more.
Oh, absolutely,
like, everything is just like so cool to us, and like I don't know, we didn't take something like that for granted, I guess.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like one of the first like real venues we played was the Glass House, and we were just like losing our minds.
Pretty massive.
Like,
Yeah. Because like I had gone to like see shows there. Like it was just so crazy playing that show then, because like 5-6 years ago when I saw like Bombay Bicycle Club and stuff like that, I didn't expect to like play on that stage basically. So that's a little it's very surreal experience, but it makes us value and very much cherish our upbringing, which is very much the DIY scene, having to pretty much do it ourselves a lot of the beginning to get us rolling and stuff like that, because they're really, I mean, like you said, our first backyard show was at his house. There really wasn't a way for us, at least where we were, for us to like have a breakout with us without having us like make our own spot basically.
Right. I guess another pro, in my opinion, with venues are really with backyard shows is most of them are on the weekends, right? So it's not like a weird like weeknight where nobody's at a bar or something. Like I remember, I think I saw you guys like post about that or something. You were like with a band and they came in and like they're like, oh, there's no crowd here, so we're gonna take off. You don't have to say names.
No,
but.
yeah. Very much, yeah.
We played it anyway.
Yeah, we did play it.
You played it? Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, we held it down that night for them, I guess. But yeah, that touring band did not want to play.
Like, that was funny.
Yeah, for us, we were like, we're already here, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought like we were a touring band, you know, just you're here to play, I guess, you know. And like, I mean, I get it, but I don't know. It was definitely silly. That was that was ridiculous.
Dude, I mean, I feel like everybody has to go through those where you play and there's like 5 people there.
Oh,
it's just,
dude,
I was
tell
like,
us about it.
Yeah, it really.
Plenty of those.
have you guys had those?
Oh,
Too many.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes even now. Like we'll end up like going like super far away, and we'll be like, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, like we played shows that we were invited to really far away, and like we played a nobody, and not even the band who like invited us is there.
Oh, no way.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's actually one time where we played at a spot, and it was still when we were a 3-piece, but we were shifting between Juan and Diego, and Juan was the one who joined us for the night on guitar, and we played that show at like a coffee shop, and it was
Shoot.
it was basically
our worst show ever.
The what?
It was our worst
yeah.
show. It was our worst show ever. Like
Worst show.
Like that is the bar. You know, everything else after that, everything else is better than that.
Everything's great.
So it's so we're setting up, we're getting all good and all that, but there's only one band who also was invited but wasn't the band who invited us there, and they're watching us, but we asked like, hey, like, is there a PA or is there like any reverb on said PA or whatever, and some guy out of nowhere kind of just shows up. He's like, oh, okay, here I come, you know, and
He was upset that I asked that question.
yeah.
I was like, "Is there a reverb?" And he walked over to it in a huff, and he like kind of glanced at it. And he's like, "It's a PA, dude. You got to work with what you got."
Yeah, and that's it right there. You got to work with what you got, and ever since that moment, we've pretty much held that with us.
That's great. Yeah.
We're like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess that is the case. We do got to work with what we got. It just sucks that it had to happen like that.
Right. But now, I mean, and then you go play in the Glass House, which was one of the best sounding rooms in Southern California, and you have this like nice sound systems and are treated very
I
well.
love
Dude,
that.
yes, the green room, everything, the sound, the way they treated us, and like load in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was all premium. It was all lavish right there.
Right. Actually get a sound check.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I heard that, was it you at the Smell Show who
Yes.
peaked on stage?
Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, that was me.
What
yeah.
happened there?
That was honestly
He
like
threw up.
Yeah.
That was it. That's the story. It was a
I want to say that it was roughly because like I personally felt there wasn't really that well of air circulation in the room, and
There
it
was no
really
breathable
hot,
air,
and
dude.
like I honestly every time I was breathing, I felt like I was breathing in like heat from
Other-
everybody else,
yeah, other
basically.
people's-
So
There was a fan on stage. It's just where you plugged it in. That plug didn't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was your first show at the Smell though, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a pretty rite of passage almost for a lot of up and coming bands, and so that had to be fun.
honestly,
It was super cool. We were super excited.
It was
Yeah.
cool. It was pretty successful too in terms of like people who were there and like
in terms of
time
me
and
throwing up.
in terms of Pedro throwing up and like
I
the
think it's
sound-
kind of cool. He
The
threw up
sound was cool.
there.
It was
on stage.
Yeah.
on stage. And you know who cleaned it up?
Yeah.
I cleaned it up.
Nice.
I had to
Nice.
mop it up. I was
My
like,
boy came
next,
through
I was like,
right
next
here.
band's gonna go on.
Did you guys keep playing after that?
Yeah,
Okay.
he hopped on drums and
Yeah.
we just finished
Okay.
the set.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
pretty
nice.
much, yeah.
I didn't do a very good job, but like
But it was all right.
it had to be done.
Yeah, it was alright.
Had to be done.
Had to
Yeah.
be done.
I love it. So into the music side of things, when you switched over from the gold one, so which was just like the acoustic album essentially. What made you want to add more elements and become a little bit more lively with the new type of music that you guys are all making?
I like seeing bands that like have a lot of energy, like that play around with dynamics and stuff. So like the quiet, loud, quiet thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I want to do that like because I really like this band called The Districts, and I really like Nirvana, and I don't know, like I think they do it so well, and I wanted to do that too. And like when I would write the music, I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if like you also had a guitar doing this, weaving in and out. So
Right.
Yeah, you like layering. You like layering
I like
things.
hearing lots of things, and I like hearing explosions of sounds. So I feel like the performance as well should reflect that.
Right.
And like I don't know, like I've seen some bands where they just kind of stand there and they sing their songs, and I'm just it bores me, I guess. So like
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't want that for our music. Like
Yeah.
I guess that's how it went. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
I just listened to bands that I thought were cool, and I was like, well, I want to sound like that. And
Right. With the new music that you guys are writing and that you're going to be putting out, is that going to be in that lane still of Easy Eyes?
Well, of course. Like, do you mean like sonically, or do you mean like lyrically?
Sonically.
Sonic, I think so. Like, because
Yeah.
Easy Eyes is like kind of like surfy, kind of indie song.
Mhm.
It's like garage. I guess that's what we consider ourselves, surfy indie garage.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going for. Like songs that all have those elements, and some songs that'll have more of indie, some that'll be more garage, some be more surfy, and like.
Yeah.
But all the elements are there, and I
Cool.
feel like that's what I like. That's what I hope we all like.
Are you guys recording right now?
Yeah, we're recording a new single, Sophomore City. It's been taking us a long time.
Yeah, that's very fair. Is it in the garage or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not on a cool little program like that. I'm using this program, Audacity. It's like
Very startup.
Bare bones.
that's how we did Easy Eyes,
Yeah.
and that's how we did that's how we did all our songs. It's just a free program, so I'm like, well, I don't have any money, so let me try it here.
Right. Yeah. I always think it's interesting how a lot of the songs that really like pop off for an indie band isn't the band's like favorite song. So how do you? Would you say Easy Eyes is your biggest song? Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
How do you
Definitely
guys
our
feel
biggest
about that
song.
song? Do you still love the song and are proud of where it's at and all that stuff?
I do. I love that song.
Yeah.
Maybe I sound a little big-headed, but I think if someone else wrote that song, I think I would really like it still.
Yeah,
like
it's great.
I don't know. I like the song. Like I'm proud of it.
I really
Good.
like it too. I really like it too. It's a great song, but if I'm being honest, I don't think that's my favorite song.
Yeah. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song, probably Red Clouds.
I love
really
playing
like
Red
Red
Clouds
Clouds.
live.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with him. I'd say Red Clouds is probably my favorite.
Yeah. Anytime, like if I walk into my room and I just kind of sit down, pick up my guitar, it's like just mindlessly just one of like the first things that I play. Yeah, it's just super
That's
cool.
cool.
It's a cool song.
Mm-hmm.
It's and especially because of how far it's come. Because I mean, Red Clouds, we call it Red Clouds, but it was obviously on the gold one as Red Clouds over a Zen Slog, and it's come a very long way from how he made it or constructed
yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
how we play it live now. And so
Yeah,
like
we're still
growing
It's
it.
still-
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm still
Wow.
adding stuff to it. It's like a perpetual still.
Yeah. Is there any plans to like re-release the gold one with the? Because I imagine you guys had to restructure everything to play it live, right? Or
We don't play a whole lot of songs from the gold one. We only play
Okay.
Smile and Wave and Red Clouds.
got it. Okay.
So the rest of them are all like
Tucked away.
acoustic songs that like
If
we
you
can't
want
we
'em-
can't really bring them out just because
if you want them, there they are. But you know,
just because they're so long, and like it's just different. Like we would have to like
You have to
write new
really-
parts for them and stuff.
Right.
Definitely.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And you're just focusing on writing
Just
the
new stuff.
The new stuff. Very fair. Did you say what's your favorite song?
My favorite song. I'd agree with Red Clouds because it's just like it's fun to play. It's like I feel like it has a lot of that energy and it just kind of comes out when we
we're
play
on
it.
agreement.
That's good.
But I like this one song that we play that doesn't have a name yet.
Okay.
But it's very surfy, or like surf, I guess, comes out in that song. But that one's like I really enjoy playing that one,
Gotcha.
so that one would be mine.
And are you guys writing that like while you're in rehearsal and just playing and jamming together? Or is it something where like one of you write a piece and then bring it to the rest of the band?
I don't remember how that happened.
Mostly it's just like I'll write something and like I don't know, like I'll tell Diego and Juan like what they're gonna play. I'll show them. Like
Okay.
I'll write, and with Pedro like I'll have an idea, but he just kind of runs with it and he makes up like his own like kind of feel for the songs.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or like he'll bring it to all of us and we'll all play it. And then like he'll also kind of get to hear it and he'll be like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Or like, oh no, I don't like that. He'll like try something else and like
Nice.
like experiment. But for the most part, like it's always pretty much Archer writing the music.
cool.
Like it's
Yeah.
very much his sound.
Right.
And
At
what
least
we
like
do.
the structure and
Yeah,
stuff like
right.
that, like the key stuff to like keep us grounded and know what to roll with and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because I mean,
Yeah.
even then, like he'll show them things, but they obviously have their own flavor and at this point have their own freedom. At least now we have our own freedoms to try to experiment and do what we want. So even now, like he'll show them a part and they'll add something else to it that'll make it their own, and Archer will be like, hey, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, like keep doing that, and so on and so forth.
Right. So new textures and different things.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So we us, or I guess us all being in the band allowed pretty much us to have different like palettes in essence.
We
and-
all bring something different and
to
I
the
feel
table, yeah.
Like and when one of us is missing, you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
when someone has to fill in, like it sounds different. Like because they'll just play it different.
Like this one time, we were gonna play in Las Vegas for the first time,
Oh yeah.
and Pedro couldn't make it, but Archer insisted we do it anyways because like, hey, Vegas, you know. And so like we had to just rotate. So Diego hopped on the drums, I hopped on the guitar, and then we had. Oh, sorry. So Diego hopped on the drums. I hopped on the guitar, and then our friend Manny, he helped us out, and he hopped on the bass. And like, I mean, you know, even though it was the same notes and everything, it's like Diego's no Pedro, I'm no Diego, and Manny like, you know,
We sounded like a cover band.
That's exactly how he. That's how he had described it. He's like,
Yeah.
we sound like a cover band. You know, it's just-
Arturo cover band.
Archer covers
it's
it.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. How was Vegas?
That first time was not super great. But then we went there again,
Redeemed.
and what was that, back in April?
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Nice. Yeah, the Vegas crowd is interesting, I think, for this
They
type
wild.
of music. Like,
They're wild.
yeah,
They're
like
wild. And
They are untamed.
did something
as you will.
particular happen?
Very-
Like,
A lot of
crazy
particulars
stories?
a lot of explicit. I mean, it's Vegas, right? But yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
a lot of explicit stuff goes down.
It's like people making more people in the bathroom,
Oh.
and not even in the privacy of the bathroom, in the corner of the yard. Like
Vegas is
And-
Vegas.
Vegas
Yeah.
is Vegas. That's what I'm saying.
Was
they,
it a
they
backyard?
party, you know.
it was a
It was a
backyard.
backyard, yeah.
It was wasn't it a house like
It was a house that someone rents out specifically to throw backyard shows.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And it's a house like pretty much like what like a couple streets away from the strip basically. So I mean
Yeah.
it's basically in prime
Yeah.
Las Vegas, you know. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's a very cool experience. It was very fun. Besides all the explicit stuff that happened and went
Desert
down.
Island Boys brought us out there.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're so
Desert
thankful
Island
for
Boys,
them.
yeah.
Those guys are
Yeah,
so cool.
they're great. Yeah, how do you guys get these shit? Like, how have you connected with all these promoters and built your kind of like artist fan base, I guess?
Like the bigger names, I guess they mostly just contact us because like I learned pretty early on that if you just kind of start messaging people, like they're not gonna get back to you.
Mm.
So I figured it's worth more to wait for someone to contact you, like and like making friends with other bands. It's like if we play a show with them, we'll talk to them, we'll be friendly, and like we'll
Cool.
and try to set something up later. Like because a lot of these people
Mhm.
like they are really cool. So like
Yeah.
it's not hard to make friends with them, and like I said with the bigger bands, just kind of bigger bands and bigger like promoters and stuff. Like I feel like it's better just let them come to you because I don't know, you don't want to bother them, burn any bridge by being like a pest.
Right.
I guess.
yeah, yeah.
And like, I don't know. To me, it feels better when they come to you because
Yeah.
it's like you never know who's paying attention and like
A little bit
sometimes-
more earned, you know.
Yeah,
Well deserved.
Like we,
Yeah.
like we earned it, I guess.
Right.
Not just like we're buddy and stuff.
Right. Is Vegas as far as you guys gotten on tour?
I think
yeah, I don't think
Vegas and Santa Barbara. I think they're like
Technically, Santa Barbara.
equidistant,
Nice.
I guess, but I guess Vegas is the farthest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any plans to like go up to Northern California or anything like that?
Would like to.
Yeah, that'd
you
be
know, that's
awesome.
very much. I mean, as much as it's maybe not set in stone yet, we very much have plans to obviously want to go out
Yeah.
up north,
Right.
Midwest, anywhere really. Yeah, we were
We
trying
recently
to
made a friend from Texas. She's gonna be playing at Viva Pomona.
go. Oh yeah.
Jessica Cueta. So
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Mhm.
She'd offered to try to help us out too.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
congrats on
Yeah.
that, by the way. That's
Thank you.
Thank you. We're
Thank
super
you, yeah.
excited.
that's gonna be super fun.
Honestly.
Yeah,
as far as
shout
I
out to
know.
Viva Presents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys are great.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And then last thing with the new tunes, do you guys have any like immediate release plans, or are you guys still just writing that one single and trying to get it finished up and all that?
The single's supposed to be a lead-in into the album.
Okay.
We're writing an album, and that's gonna come out in the future. And the single, we plan on getting it out very soon, like within the next month or two.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we're excited. Thank you guys very much. Is it just Archer-O on socials, or how to find you guys?
Yeah, just archer.o or _o. It's
Cool.
whichever one works.
We'll be able to find it. Yeah.
On the Twitter's
Twitter is
Instagrams, the
yeah.
Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook.
I think the Instagram is the,
Instagram's probably the best.
Instagram's
best
probably
best
the
one.
best place. Yeah,
Cool.
find
the
us.
main one. Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah. Oh, Spotify, obviously. Yeah.
Right.
We got the
Yeah.
Spotify. Oh, and pretty much all we have our music streaming on like Apple Music and all that stuff.
Yeah. You guys have a lot of monthly listeners, by the way, on Spotify. It's like pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
it's the easy eyes, like ending up on
Yeah.
people's like Discover Weekly and their playlists and
Right,
stuff.
right.
Yeah.
And like we're really grateful for all that.
All the
Yeah.
algorithms and all
That-
that.
Shout out to the algorithm.
Data.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank
We're
you
gonna
for
play some
having
tunes
us.
Thank
now.
you. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Seriously, this is awesome.
All right. Pleasure.
How's it going? We're Archer-O, and this song is called Easy Eyes. Easy eyes, you light up the crowd. Life seems so dire when you're around. Soft goodbyes, you never stay still. And in the moment, I hope you will. All these broken hearts are singing, praying, hoping, and believing what you say. I don't need anything, and they'll love you like no song is called Passiflora. The song's called Strawberries. I cannot stand what it is that I am, and right
Just don't try again. You'll be fine where you are. And I'll get going then, deserving of what's to come. And now it's so